Today on CI Living, a local community prepares to celebrate a historic and interesting landmark. Well, you can't miss out on the two-story, get this right, two-story Outhouse Festival happening this weekend. Thanks for joining us today. I'm Tim Sinclair.
And I'm Heather Roberts. Ahead, film critic Chuck Kaplinski reviews actress Jennifer Hudson's new movie. Find out if she will get respect at the box office.
Nice use of air quotes. Also, meet this week's pup looking for its forever family. The Champaign County Humane Society introduces us to a new furry best friend. But first,
if you're a police officer and you have the time off and you want to come out, just come on out. It's on us, and we just want you to have a good time.
It is going to be a good time at a big weekend festival at the Farmer City Raceway. Storyteller Aaron Valley is previewing the Back the Badge Fest.
How the community is honoring our men and women in blue. Coming up on CI Living.
Live from WCIA3, this is CI Living at Home in your community. With your hosts, Heather Roberts, Tim Sinclair, and storyteller Aaron Valley.
Well, sometimes you find a good television program and it just sucks you in and transports you to a different time and place.
It may even make you wish you lived there. The characters seem like your friends. The community seems like your home.
Which made us wonder, if you happened to be trapped in a TV show for an entire month, which show would you choose? I think I'm already trapped in.
We are every day, and CI Living would be a great answer, by the way, if that was one of your answers.
It would be, but I would have to say, I did a lot of binge watching during the pandemic and the shutdown. I'm gonna have to say Friday Night Lights.
Really?
I think that being in the Texas, area.
Under the Friday Night Lights.
Yes.
Quick admission, I've never seen that show.
Okay.
And my parents lived for a while right near that area.
I can't answer this question because all the shows that I love are way too dark and are not places that I would want to be trapped in for a month. Like True Detective Season 1 is my favorite TV show ever, but yeah, I would not want to live in that.
Now, what about you?
My first inclination was, of course, Baywatch. However...
Oh, my God.
I'm kidding. I'm going to go. I just knew that would catch this one off guard. Psych is a show that I watch on the USA Network for a long time. It's set in Santa Barbara, California, so the weather is beautiful.
Yeah.
And all the characters really do feel like they'd be a whole lot of fun to hang out with.
Okay.
So
well, speaking of going dark, a lot of our viewers on Facebook and commented, they didn't really go dark, but they went like...
the crime dramas.
Yes.
Yep.
So we have, who is this
Law
here?
and Order SVU.
Yes.
From Lisa.
From Lisa there. Also, we can scroll through some of these.
Gilmore Girls.
Of course, our producer Nancy picked Gilmore Girls. Lisa Sprinkle picked Gilmore Girls. Now, this is one I'm not familiar with.
Street Outlaws Memphis.
But that sounds like a little
dark, maybe.
Yeah, maybe.
Action-packed.
We saw a lot of CSIs on the list. NCIS.
Ted Lasso.
That wouldn't be a bad one, quite honestly.
Okay,
that's a good choice.
Why didn't you tell me that Ted Lasso, you can't stream the whole season 3? It's only going week by week. I was like so ready last night.
I like that. I like to build the anticipation.
I was going to binge at season 2, but yes, I was going to binge as well and then realize you have to do it one by one.
Okay, I wouldn't mind being trapped in Golden Girls with Karen and Joanne.
I would.
Love that one.
Definitely have issues.
Yellowstone, now that would be... For the setting, yes. It is intense on Yellowstone. But I'm going to have to say my favorite answer was Sarah's, because she would love to be trapped in CI Living with us here every day.
She's trying to get brownie points.
And she has. Yes. All right, coming up, the many things you can still enjoy downtown, campus town, and midtown before the kids return to school.
Then later, watch and win for today's CI Giving, sponsored by the Illinois State Fair. We've got tickets to a rockin' 90s concert.
And the details on Back the Badge Fest happening this weekend at Farmer City Raceway. Stick around.
Summer is winding down, but there are still plenty of ways to enjoy our community, both downtown and campus town.
Today's community sponsor, Champaign Center Partnership. And Xander Hazel, the executive director, is here with all the details. So we are on our final 13 Thursdays of the summer. It's wrapping up. So there's still time, though, today.
There is, and I encourage everyone to go down there. I will be at Murphy's Pub personally.
Celebrating that it's the end of 13 Thursdays?
I think happy hour is coming up soon. So, but yeah, so go out. There's still a lot of great business deals for those that are open this evening. And if you go and participate, you get a chance to win our grand prize, which is the Colonnade tickets for 2 Fighting Illini football games and a stay at Town Place Suites.
And those are nice seats. If you haven't sat in the Colonnade Club before, it's a good place to watch a football game.
Absolutely, yes.
Okay, so we'll talk a little bit more about what's happening downtown.
Yeah.
But let's first start with the University YMCA's Dump and Run, where I do believe we saw a CI Living lunchbox up for grabs, according to Aaron's story last week.
Oops.
So, yes.
Yeah, so this is a great event. University Y, it's a great way to keep a bunch of items out of the dumpster, out of the landfill. And so they're going to be they're collecting stuff now. They do need volunteers, but they will be doing a big sale on August 18th and 19th at the Stock Pavilion on campus.
Now, I would imagine the CI lunchbox was not going to a dumpster. It's just somebody who wanted to repurpose it and give it to someone else.
They had loved on it enough, and they were ready to share with someone else. Okay, that's going to be a good time, and to get some good deals.
Yes.
Shop Small Summer.
Yes, so next weekend we're hosting Shop Small
Easy for you to say.
That's a lot of essence.
Yeah, you get the idea. Anyway, so this will be downtown and midtown. There's a lot of great local businesses to support, and there'll be sidewalk sales at 10,000 Villages and Circles Boutique and a couple others.
Okay, can we pause?
Yes.
Golden Weather Goods. This is new, yes?
Yes, exactly, and that's what we're highlighting too. Golden Weather Goods, a new business, women-owned business in downtown Champaign. They're going to do their grand opening on Saturday, the 21st.
And Fire Doll Studios, another one of those that I saw. I think we're going to have more with each of these next week here on CI Living.
Oh, great. Wonderful. Yeah, Fire Doll Studio. It's a candle studio, gift shop. They'll be opening next Thursday, August 19th.
Awesome.
Yeah.
All right. And then finally, the Habitat for Humanity bicycle sale and Raise the Woof. There's a lot of stuff going on.
I know. So Habitat's a great nonprofit in town. Their Restore is having a bicycle sale on August 28th from their normal hours, 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. So if you're looking for a bike or a hobby or something, you can pick up a bicycle. And they're also looking for teams for their Raise the Woof, their third Raise the Woof, Cats versus Dogs. You can build a dog house like the one in the photo or a cat habitat, and then the proceeds go to support that nonprofit.
Well, it sounds like things aren't slowing down for you there at the Champaign Center Partnership.
No, thank goodness, right?
Yeah.
I guess that's a good thing, right? It's better to, like last year, we were all so frustrated with being either bored or stuck inside or some combination thereof, so it's nice to be out and about again.
Yeah, absolutely. So come downtown, come to Campus Town.
Okay, well, if you want any more information on everything happening, whether it be your final chance to participate in the 13 Thursdays, the Shop Small Sales, Shop Small Summer Sales, excuse me.
It is difficult to say.
There is a look at their website, which we'll connect you with at our website, CILiving.tv.
And again, a very special thank you to the Champaign Center Partnership for sponsoring today's segment. Coming up, how a 2-story outhouse became a historic landmark and even got its own festival.
I wonder what kind of favors they pass out at the festival.
Hershey Kisses.
That's genius.
I know.
Later, where you can get your bingo game on here in the community. We'll be back.
9. Live from WCIA 3, this is CI Living at home in your community.
This weekend, a community prepares for a unique celebration they certainly can call their own.
But first, let's go to the CI Living Vault all the way back in February of 2012, where storyteller Joe Barlow discovered a historic outhouse in Gaze, Illinois. This skyscraper, as it's been called, is seen as one of Moultrie County's favorite tourist attractions.
The historic outhouse stood outside of Gamel's General Store and served the customers downstairs and the apartment residents above. The building has been knocked down, but the outhouse still stands tall. Here's more in CI Living from the Vault.
When we moved here in 1963, we just knew it was special, but we're not this special.
I worked for the Postal Service, and the post office was right there by the outhouse. And every day that I'd come in, there'd always be cars there taking pictures.
And you see a big sign outside that says historical two-story outhouse. That draws people's attention. It's like, wait a minute, two-story outhouse. And they're pulling in here. So, you know, you get the buses, you get the limos, you just get the tourists that are just curious about how in the world does a two-story outhouse even work?
Well, the short answer is gravity, but the long answer is a town secret. The real trick is to make sure that the two upstairs holes are not above the two below.
Don't worry, it'll be the tinkle behind the walls, we tell them, that you're safe.
That was a common practice, you know. I guess if you're friendly, you can go.
Yeah, that's, I don't know about that, but maybe, maybe if you have to go, I guess. Have you ever used the upper one?
Yes, I have.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
And what's that like?
It's different. It seems like you're up in the air awful high.
It was built in 1872 for the old general store. Downstairs was the general store, upstairs was the apartments, so they had the downstairs for the clients of the business and upstairs for the apartments.
I can remember when we went to school, a lot of the kids, we'd go up to the general store and buy a candy bar, nickel candy bar, and then we'd always have to go in and use the two-story outhouse. Of course, we used the lower part.
Ever since a kid, we used to play in the old general store and play around there. My folks got involved and be really the promoters of the outhouse.
Which is why, as mayor, Gene Goodwin helped keep the outhouse standing.
This village of Gaze purchased the building because the general store closed down after 100 years of service. They purchased it back in 1981, then 1984 they tore down the old store and then formed the park.
With Gene's passing in 2001, the park was named after him, leaving his wife Nancy to be the unofficial outhouse historian.
15 years ago, I went on Associated Press, and we really got a lot of public attention then. Like there, it said, look out below, and a big article came from Decatur or New Orleans, or seen any outhouses lately. It's been in a lot of books, and it's just, I can't really pinpoint anything. I think they like to have fun, and it's just a fun thing, and they laugh, and they take pictures, and it's been really quite an attraction.
I just think it's wonderful that they have the park and keep it up, and I just hope in the generations to come we'll do the same thing.
Afraid of this building made out of wood, I scrambled and shook it as fast as I could. Oh please, don't let me get wet. I only came here on a whim and a bet. In England they have urinals, in Paris bidets, but nowhere on earth has an outhouse like Gaze.
In Your Community is brought to you by Carriage Crossing Senior Living.
Well, as we mentioned, this weekend, the Gaze community is celebrating its skyscraper.
I love that an outhouse is called a skyscraper. Joining us with more on the Two-Story Outhouse Festival, Julie Miller and Nancy Goodwin. Hello, ladies.
Hi there.
I've got to tell you, this is easily going to be my favorite segment of the day, and we got the dogs coming. So that's a tall task.
Well, yes. Should we start with the festival, or should we start with the history of the outhouse?
Doesn't really matter.
Maybe we start with the history first so we know what we're celebrating.
Okay.
So, Nancy, I guess that's you.
Well, there was a general store in Gaze where the trains went through, and there was apartments upstairs. And then it was in the 1800s, that was a common practice for two-story outhouses, so the people didn't have to go down all the way out. So they built the 2 stories for apartments and had double-decker houses.
And you just kind of let gravity do its work, which is why the 2-story thing works.
But
from what I saw,
does it get cleaned out? Like up in the top bunk area?
Who has to do that job?
Well, it goes down to the bottom. There's a chute that goes down.
Well, that's why I said gravity's doing its job.
I was picturing the top people going into like its own separate little space.
Nope.
And I was thinking, how are they going to... That has to get filled and then moved.
No. It's a chute, but it's a secret of the town how it works.
Is it true that there's room for 2 on top and 2 on bottom?
Yes, 4 can go at the same time.
Are there dividers?
There probably should be in COVID time.
No.
There should be any time.
That was pre-COVID.
I don't think COVID matters in this case.
I just don't know why you would ever need to go to the bathroom at the same time as a friend or stranger.
Well, when you go to a public restroom.
Sure, it's a busy place. Everybody's going at the same time, right? That's right.
She made a good point.
That's the thing.
But there is usually a divider. Okay.
Well, this is why it's so fascinating, because people from all over come to see this 2-story outhouse. It's not still usable, though, is it?
Yeah.
Oh, you can use it if you want to, but we keep it locked up. Oh, yeah, you can still use it. We keep it locked up.
Well, maybe we need to take a
I mean,
living
it has
field
never
trip.
been changed, moved in over 160 years. It's all in the same spot, everything.
Wow.
Come on,
It's never been
check
moved.
it out.
Yes. Okay, you've got a fun calendar put together, and it's filled with like pictures and fun facts. So I love this one that says, look out below. Okay, which is why I was concerned and confused.
Those holes are very close to each other.
That's what I was thinking.
One is for man and one is for woman. You can tell by the picture.
Well, that opens up a whole nother basket of questions here, Nancy.
Which one do you think switched, Tim?
I am not going there. Not for $1 million. Perhaps we should talk about the festival itself.
That's a good idea.
Not too many outhouses have their own festival, but the one in Gaze does.
That's right. We tried to do this last year. Of course, it was a flush.
Sure. Well done.
And so this year, Pam Jones and I has put this together. She came to me and asked for help, and she's a little shy to be on TV, so she didn't come today. But
shout out to Pam.
Hi.
So I said, sure, I'll help. Why not? And so we just got the ball rolling, and we have entertainment starting at noon until 7 p.m. We got some food vendors, some craft vendors, a car show, doing raffles, have some bounce house things, and the pony rides for kids, and Betsy Bingo.
Wow.
Betsy?
No.
Betsy the cow is going to go on the restroom on one of the squares, and if you pay for that square, you win.
Oh my God!
And do we just have to wait out Betsy till she's ready?
That's
so
correct.
it could be a very long or very short game, depending on her bowel situation.
And we're kicking off the morning with a 2-mile, which is the #1 ride, or 10-mile #1 bike ride, and a #2 bike ride, which is a 20-mile.
Labeled that way on purpose, I'm assuming?
Of course.
Good, well done. I appreciate that.
So, yeah.
Oh, word.
I literally,
when is this?
I could have this discussion for the rest of the hour.
We could totally chat about this. When is this festival happening?
It's Saturday.
This Saturday?
Yes,
oh,
this
my
Saturday.
goodness. Okay.
Right.
Well,
Heather's
when
reading the
nature
calendar.
calls, it's just fascinating to me that 4 people could use the restroom at the same time.
Can still do so, apparently, as long as you have the key. We will connect you with all of the details on this festival and the Outhouse. I cannot imagine you wanting to miss this. Go to our website, ciliving.tv.
Big thanks to Carriage Crossing Senior Living for sponsoring today's segment. I'm just all flustered thinking about the chute now. Because what if someone's down there when you're up there, and then it goes down the chute and you hear it?
I can't imagine the people underneath are in the line of fire.
But still, you hear things.
Oh, yeah, you definitely
you can
hear things.
And you can smell things. Coming up next, we are meeting an adorable pet from the Champaign County Humane Society in this week's Forever Family.
Convinced I was born in the right century. And Jennifer Hudson's latest movie, is it Oscar worthy? We'll find out when film critic Chuck Kaplinski gives us the scoop on Respect. Stay with us. looking to add a forever friend to your family, we have a great option for you. He's right here eating treats,
Yes.
and we're not talking about me.
Joining us in today's Forever Family from the Champaign County Humane Society, we have Animal Behavior Specialist and Volunteer Coordinator Brian Tabbert hanging out with us, and Xerxes?
Yes, Xerxes.
Tell us about him.
Yeah, so Xerxes is a 10-year-old male. He's supposed to be a bull mastiff, bull terrier mix. Brought to the shelter because his previous family was moving to a new state, couldn't bring these large guys with him. So we're just trying to find him a new home. He's the biggest snuggle bug. We think he looks like a little piglet.
He does look a little bit like a
He's
Hi.
never met anyone in his life, but does great with kids of all ages.
Oh, thank you.
We do think in his older age, he might do best as like the only pet in the home, kind of slowing down. Not big on puppies jumping around him, but a really easygoing guy for the most part.
Does seem to enjoy looking out the window because we've got some monitors on the other side of the studio that appear to be windows, and he was very interested in those.
Yes, even at 10, you'll get your exercise in, walking this guy around.
Well,
he is not a super big couch potato.
Tell me a little bit about your role there at the Humane Society.
Oh, okay. So, yeah, I'm the behavior specialist as well as the volunteer coordinator. Throughout COVID, the second half has not been super great, but I train all the volunteers that come through with the different things that we have people be able to come out with, like dog walking, cat kennel cleaning, off-site events like furball or mutt strut when we have those as well. And then the other side of my job is helping people in the public that have questions about their pet behavior. So either animals that were adopted from us, that they're having a little trouble helping them acclimate to their home, or even people that just have questions that they have a pet and they want to know what's going on.
At first, I wondered if you were doing the behavior for like the employees, but it's for the actual animals.
It works. I'm training works in animals. Positive reinforcement is a strong tool.
I'm sure if you brought treats for them, they would whip into shape in no time.
Yes.
Hi.
Yes.
Would you say, is there one overarching thing when it comes to the behavior of your pet that people don't recognize or realize, or something you start with typically?
That's a great question. I think part of it is just that what they meet at the shelter may not be what they see at home. Someone that was really outgoing at the shelter maybe is a little shyer, and just helping them make sure that they take a lot of time when they're building that relationship with them, and talking a lot about positive reinforcement and keeping that relationship it's really great that they get to hang out with you. I think people have the best of intentions, but they kind of rush into things, and even us when we're thrown into new environments, we're kind of like, whoa. Let me take a step back. Let me see what's going on, and that these guys can need that as well, even though we are very happy to find them new homes.
Now, you mentioned he would probably do best in a house without any other dogs, but there are other families out there who have pets already, dogs or cats, and you've got some tips or some things that people need to be mindful of when maybe bringing in another new animal.
Yeah.
What do we need to be considerate of?
Sure. So we definitely want to see, we want to know whether or not the other animal does actually want a new friend in the home. I think sometimes the people want the pet a little bit more than that. So we actually do dog introductions at the shelter for people that are interested, to kind of let them see a little speed dating, a little blind date, if you will. Yep, for the dogs. As far as cats go, slow and steady. Cats are very, I'm so sorry.
That's all right.
Very particular.
Hello.
Very easy to help them acclimate to one another, but it can just take a little bit longer than people think.
I can't take you home, but I would like to. I can't, and you would lick my face.
And it's a commitment. It can definitely be a work in progress to help these guys acclimate well to one another.
What is the process for adoption if someone sees Xerxes here and climbing all over me and goes, I want that dog in my house?
Of course. So step one is going to be to come out to the shelter. Our open hours are Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday from 2 p.m. to 7 p.m. or Saturday and Sunday, 11 a.m. to 5 p.m. Come out, visit with him in person. We're going to have you fill out an application, paper application right there. Go over a couple questions with you, and then we start processing that. It usually takes us about 24 to 72 hours to process, and we keep you up to date every step of the way, because we want to send these guys home as quickly as we can.
Yeah. Oh, and I'm sure the perfect family out there is watching right now, thinking he would make a great addition to their forever family.
He has a kisser, because my arm's a little damp.
Yeah, it's a bit much.
It's okay. I don't mind.
No. Well, hopefully you can take a look at the Humane Society's Facebook page right there, which we will link up on our Facebook page. All right. I believe coming up, we're going to check out the movie Coda and its powerful storyline of a deaf family.
Also, Aaron Valley previews the Back the Badge Festival happening at the Farmer City Raceway. Stay with us.
A genuinely heartwarming family story and one of this year's biggest misfires are available for viewing this week.
Here to review Coda and Respect is film critic Chuck Kaplinski. Hi, Chuck.
How are we doing?
We are great. You seem to be a little torn today between these two movies.
Oh, no, not at all. I'm definitely. Well, I'm definite, but polar
opposites, right? Not torn about the movies themselves, but have different feelings about each individual.
And it's interesting because they both have to do with music.
Okay.
So yes, that's a commonality, but that's where the commonalities stop between Coda and Respect.
Let's start with the winner.
Let's start with the winner, Coda. Coda was a movie I saw via Sundance at the Sundance Film Festival. They did it virtually this year. I liked it pretty well, and then I watched it again last week, and boy, I liked it a lot more. Coda stands for Child of Deaf Adults, and that would be Ruby Rossi. That's the character's name. I want you to remember this actress's name, Amelia Jones. Amelia Jones. She is going to be a huge star. She is incredible as Ruby. She is the only person who can hear within this family of four. So her parents have really kind of put an awful burden on her. And there you see them out on the fishing boat. She goes out on the fishing boat before she goes to school because she has to help her deaf father and brother communicate with the outside world. She has to help her mother communicate with the outside world. She is the bridge to the world that they have exiled themselves from because they say, well, they're not going to understand us. She's in her senior year at high school, and all of her friends are making plans to leave. Well, she's not. She feels as though she is stuck there, that she has to stay there with her parents. But there's a music teacher. There he is. Eugenio Derbez, the biggest actor in Mexico. He plays a music teacher who sees something in Ruby and says, we've got to develop this. You've got a voice. You've got something to say. And I think this is your ticket out of there. And, of course, Ruby is torn again between what to do and what not to do. Didn't like the first half hour of this movie. There's a lot of humor that's very broad with the parents, and they go through extreme signing to tell about their sex life, which I don't really need to see, and no one does. But then the film calms down. It really becomes Ruby's story, and this girl, Amelia Clarke, she is so good, so good. You can't take your eyes off of her, and Coda, even though there's not much original there, you end up being moved by the end of this movie. Really liked it. It's on Apple TV. Apple TV is the best bargain out there. It's $5 a month. $5 a month. You get this movie. You get Ted Lasso, Mr. Corman, Joseph Gordon-Levitt's new series is on there. Tom Hanks has movies on there. It's the best deal out there. Take a chance. $5 a month for Apple TV. Well, Coda is a winner.
You have sold me on that movie, and I'm very surprised just that Respect isn't great, according to what you've seen so far.
I'm surprised, too. I did an August preview a couple weeks ago, and this was one of the movies I was looking forward to. Boy, was I wrong. Respect is 2.5 hours I will never get back. This movie is all over the place. You have Jennifer Hudson playing Aretha Franklin. There's young Aretha there with her mother. Hey, did you know Aretha Franklin's mother committed suicide?
Don't know that I did know that.
I did not either, but it's mentioned very briefly there. Did you know Aretha Franklin had 2 children by the time she was 15?
Definitely didn't know that.
I didn't know that either, but it's mentioned briefly, and that's the problem with this film. This film plays like a Cliff's Notes version of this woman's life. It is scattered all over the place. It mentions one big event, and then we move a couple years ahead. And then it mentions another big event, we get a couple scenes, then we move a couple years ahead. You never really get a sense of this woman because they're jumping forward so quickly that nothing ever develops between her. Yes, the music is good, of course, and Jennifer Hudson, incredibly talented, but this movie just was all over the place. And in being all over the place, I just didn't feel as though I cared about her. I didn't know anything about her because they don't take any time to really let us know them. This was a major, major misfire. This is one of those movies where I'm doing this every 15 minutes, and that is a bad, bad side. That 2.5 hours felt like a lot longer. So skip that.
I was hoping the music would redeem it. I mean, Jennifer Hudson sang at the All-Star game like 1.5 years ago, and I was there for the rehearsals when it was just like her with, that woman, holy cow, such a power. She filled the United Center without a microphone.
Oh yeah, I can believe it. Yeah.
For sure.
Okay, tomorrow you'll be here on the morning show.
I'll be here at the morning show. I'll be reviewing Free Guy, the new movie with Ryan Reynolds. Going to go see that tonight. We'll see how that one is. A lot of buzz around that one.
It looks funny. I hope it is.
And then go to our website, Real Talk with Chuck and Pam. There's a giveaway. Sweet Girl, a movie that's coming out with Jason Momoa next week on Netflix. Hey, you can join at our website to get a chance to see it early.
All right. You can check out their Facebook page, their website, their newsletter, get signed up for all that stuff. If you go to our website, I don't think their website's just a black square. That may be on our fault, but just go to CILiving.tv and you'll find the right thing, I promise.
Time for today's CI Giving, sponsored by the Illinois State Fair. They're giving away 2 tickets to I Love the 90s. It's a concert happening next Wednesday, and it includes your fair admission as well as a parking pass. It's valued at $83.
If you'd like to enter, go to CILiving.tv, click on the contest tab, then select CI Living, CI Giving Sweepstakes. Your keyword is concerts. 1 entry per person, and that winner will be announced around 4:54. Now, here's Aaron.
In Your Community is brought to you by Carriage Crossing Senior Living.
Well, we know the activity here at the Farmer City Raceway is usually buzzing, and this weekend is no exception. Many people are going to come out to honor our men and women in blue with a little bit of live music and a race. And we're so happy to have Matt Stuckey from Back the Blue, Champaign County, joining us now with details on this big weekend. Matt, thanks so much for being here.
Thanks for being here.
Okay, so Saturday I want to focus on because there's just so much going on. Food trucks, live music. What can people expect?
Yeah, I mean, what you said, and just a good time to come out and thank our law enforcement for what they do. You know, we thank them a lot. We know the sacrifices that they make, but they don't really get a time to just, you know, get loose and hang out. So that's the point. We want to come out, have a community behind us, and have a night for them to say thank you to them and show how much we appreciate them.
Now you have a whole lineup of musical artists. Who's playing?
So we have a couple local bands, the Matt Poss Band and 3 Gun Whiskey from around here. We have Thomas Tillman coming from Georgia. And then our 2 main people, Alexis Wilkins and Mitch Rossell. They're coming from Nashville. Mitch opened up for Garth when he was here a few years ago. Wrote some #1 songs for him and stuff. So we're really, really excited about having them.
Okay, so fans of country music are certainly going to want to make it out to this event. What about people who like to eat and drink?
Yeah, for sure. So we're going to have 4 food trucks. We're going to have the Chop Truck, Moe's Burritos, Papa Murphy's. Yeah, we're really excited. A lot of good local people chipping in and helping us out.
Now, police officers can get in for a very big discount for free, right? All they have to do is show their badge?
Exactly, yep.
Now, are you looking at police officers just from Champaign County to come, or is any police officer welcome to get in for free if they can?
Yeah, any police officer. You know, we've got a rally going down in Effingham that's coming up here. They've reached out to them. You know, we've gone up to Paxton and stuff and everywhere around Central Illinois, just letting everybody know. So if you're a police officer and you have the time off and you want to come out, just come on out. It's on us, and we just want you to have a good time.
Now, tell me about this 1078 Foundation, because that falls under the umbrella of Back the Blue, Champaign County. What function does that foundation serve within Back the Blue?
Yeah, so 1078, it was kind of a goal of ours when we started this group a year ago. You know, we wanted to do more for the police, you know, as a nonprofit and the foundation. So we were approved in May, and so what we'll be able to do is just do more for the community and more for law enforcement, working with businesses around the area. 1078 in police code means need assistance, so we kind of feel that ties in both well for community and law enforcement. And also, we want to be that bridge between the two. There's a disconnect right now, and we just want to get our community safe and back, and also be able to have, you know, our law enforcement work with them again and bring everything together.
Now, proceeds from this Back the Badge Fest are also going to benefit the community. Who do these proceeds benefit?
Yeah, so we're going to be giving back to Farmer City itself, also to the Raceway, and then we're going to be using a lot of it throughout the rest of the year and into next year to throw some more stuff like this, but also, again, to where it's going to be needed for the community, whether it be you know, Thanksgiving meals, stuff like that, and also for law enforcement. You know, if there's a budget concern somewhere, we want to make sure that we can help out in any way we can.
All right, Matt, thank you so much for being here. I know you're setting up today. Yeah. Weather's not looking so great, but things are going to be beautiful this weekend. We will link you guys to tickets online at CILiving.tv. And special thanks to Carriage Crossing Senior Living for sponsoring this segment.
Central Illinois is the CI in CI Living.
It's game on for an upcoming bingo night in one community, but please be aware this is not your grandma's bingo.
How do you know? My grandma was very progressive. Grab your bingo dabber to play the Glow Bingo in the village of Rantoul. Paula Hopkins here to tell us all about it.
And this is not Betsy's bingo either, with the cow.
Oh,
this is even better.
That's a different type of bingo, as we learned earlier. You are glowing a bit yourself. All sorts of.
I had a peace thing, but I couldn't find it, so
well,
I'm not totally in costume today.
So you're encouraging people to dress up in costume for Glow Bingo?
Yeah, I do.
Okay.
I do.
Will this glow in the dark?
Yeah, some of it will.
Because
a little bit of it.
Ultimately, it's kind of like glow in the dark putt or bowling or whatever, but we're playing bingo instead.
Yep, everything glows. They shut all the lights off. You have black lights, and your cards glow, and your dauber glows, and your hat glows, and it's fun.
It's a lot of fun, and to get your friends together, grab the girlfriends, get a little group together. But this is not just for a fun night out. This is actually to support some stuff going on.
Downtown revitalization of Rantoul. So we've gotten a committee together about 5 months ago now, 6 months. And then I'm also on a steering committee for downtown. So there's good things happening.
I've got to say, it feels like every time I turn around, there's something new that's coming to Rantoul, or an event, or obviously all the baseball fields and that whole new thing. So what do you guys got? What's happening? What got into Rantoul?
Finally figured it out. Finally got some good people in there to get the balls rolling, and they're making them roll. I'll tell you, it's amazing, all the stuff coming.
Well, we just learned on the news last night, I believe, about stuff happening out on the old Chinook Air Force Base.
That thing's going to be crazy big.
Yeah.
They said like 1,000 jobs, I heard.
I missed that. What's happening?
It's a test track.
Yeah.
Oh, that makes lots of sense.
The U of I and Rantoul are combining, and it's like a driveless test track for semis and stuff.
This is what I get for not watching the news sometimes. All right.
Isn't that your job?
Watching the news? No. They know better than that.
Making the news.
Okay. We hope that doesn't happen either, quite frankly. If I make the news, it's probably not a good thing.
No. Okay, this is only a one night event, though, so I'm
Get your tickets, because we're over halfway sold out.
Wow.
Yeah, we have 200 tickets for sale. We're halfway sold out. It's fun. We are going to prefer you to wear a mask if you could, with everything going on again. It's not mandatory, but we would prefer it, and it's just, you guys got to come do it. It's just so much fun.
And there is a financial advantage to buying them early.
$25 before, $30 at the door.
Okay.
And I think on your thing, the website will be on there. It's glowbingo.com/events.
Okay.
And you got to get them. It's just a lot of fun.
Okay, so you get 6 bingo cards for 10 games.
Yep.
But then can you switch them and...
You can buy more.
Oh, okay. Yep.
And are you playing 6 at a time?
Yeah.
Whoa.
It's
better be on it. Yeah,
there's prizes up for grabs.
$1,000.
I could do maybe 2.
$1,000
for $1,000, I could probably handle 6.
Yeah, you could, yeah.
I'd figure it out.
And I'm going to tell you, there's some serious bingo people out there. You're like, don't screw with their bingo.
Oh.
Don't talk to me.
I can only imagine.
Yeah.
Oh, here's some of the prizes up for grabs.
Well, that's our gift baskets. We have 3 that I've already done. The biggest one's almost at $300 value.
Wow.
And then I've got 3 more to make, but that's the ones I got together so far.
And you said the $1,000 is just cash?
Prizes, for the bingo.
Nice.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, it
For all the games.
pays to play.
Apparently so. And if you can keep track of 6 cards at a time.
That's the thing. It's fun. We need to have a little bit of fun right now.
Yes, we do.
And all for a good cause.
All for a great cause.
All right.
Well, thank you, Paul.
You must
We
be
appreciate it.
18 or older to play, so just a little side note. But if you want any details on the Glow Bingo happening in Rantoul, we'll connect you at CILiving.tv. Coming up next, Aaron Valley previews a big race happening in Farmer City that honors the men and women in blue.
And we'll have our CI Giving winner of the day.
bigger.
We are back now here at the Farmer City Raceway with more details on the Back the Badge Fest coming up this weekend. We already talked a little bit about what's going on Saturday, but before the live music happens, there's a race here Friday night at the Raceway. We've got Kurt Homan joining us now. Thanks so much for being here.
Great to be here.
So, Friday is a big deal too. What's going down Friday?
Yes, so Friday we're going to have a back the badge, back the blue special race that happens, and we were so excited when the Back the Badge Festival was going to come for Saturday night that we wanted to jump right in with a special race for Friday to help fund that event as well.
Okay, tell me a little bit more about the details. Is that a separate ticket to get in for Friday?
It is. So it'll be a separate ticket. It is admission price is $12 for adults. 12 kids 12 and under. There's no charge, and of course law enforcement is free admission as well.
This raceway is so historic. What kind of experience are you really hoping to bring to the community and people who are coming out to celebrate our men and women in blue?
Well, you're right. It is a very historic racetrack. It's been here for a long time. A lot of fantastic and racers that have gone to do some amazing things professionally have raced here. But our focus tomorrow night is really on the law enforcement and the officers and help to raise funds for that particular event. And we're just so proud to be a part of that.
Fabulous. What time does this all kick off?
So admission, people can get in at 4:30. Racing starts at 7:15 with hot laps at 6:30. So it'll be a full night of, definitely a full night of fun. I do want to throw out there, I know it's pouring down rain right now. We have an amazing track crew. They'll be working on this track as soon as the rain stops and get focused on that. But I would advise everyone to check the Farmer City Raceway Facebook page to get all the updates with tomorrow night's event.
Let's talk about where we're standing right now. We're actually in the stands, right?
We are. This is the grandstands to the fairgrounds and the raceway. A lot of folks will be here Friday night, assuming the rain's all okay. But normally on a Friday night, this is a packed place to be.
And for people who are unfamiliar with the type of racing that goes on here, what style of racing can we expect?
So this is dirt track racing at its finest. Stock cars. We have a lot of Central Illinois folks that race, but we have race cars that come from all over the Midwest as well. So it really, if you haven't been out to enjoy racing at all, it's a fun experience.
All right, it's all happening here Friday and Saturday at the Back the Badge Fest. Thank you so much for joining us. We're looking forward to that race Friday night and the live music on Saturday. For tickets, we've got you guys connected online at CILiving.tv. And once again, thank you to Carriage Crossing Senior Living for sponsoring this segment.
Today's CI Giving is sponsored by the Illinois State Fair. They are giving away 2 tickets to the I Love the 90s concert happening next Wednesday. It includes admission to the fair and a parking pass, prize value of $83.
Congratulations, Sarah Reed of Charleston. Sarah, come swing by the station to pick up that prize between 8:30 and 5. Please pick these tickets up by Tuesday so that you don't miss the concert.
Do we know what the I Love the 90s concert entails?
I would hope it has a little Vanilla Ice, maybe a little Britney.
Is this like a tribute band kind of playing 90s music?
I don't know.
Or is like MC Hammer actually going to show up?
Maybe a little salt and pepper?
We can't talk about that.
Tomorrow on CI Living, the Illinois State Fair is here, and we are celebrating with our favorite State Fair segments from the past.
We're going to eat deep-fried Oreos, of course, milk cows, of course, which helps wash the Oreos down.
But wait for it.
And, of course, Ryan's infamous slide fail that if you have not seen ever, you need to see for sure.
Yes.
It's all tomorrow on CI Living. All right, our content segments today have been paid for by the Illinois State Fair and Champaign Center Partnership. You have a lovely night.